this is the first of 3 sessions. We've got one today. This is looking at a basic introduction to the Ambassador Schools scheme. We're going to talk about, or rather Anna is going to talk about the opportunities that the scheme offers to you, your students and your staff, but also the wider opportunities that that being part of the Ambassador Schools programme gives to you, what the various opportunities that are available through the European Parliament Liaison Office in the UK. Tomorrow, we've got a couple of other colleagues from the European Parliament Liaison Office who specialise in the political side of things, who are going to talk about what the European parliamentary elections, which happened a few months ago, what impact that's having on the European Union and its relationship with the UK, what impact the UK elections have had on that as well, and who knows, potentially even the US elections. There may be some impact of that too. And then on Thursday, I'm going to talk about the practicalities of the Ambassador School Scheme, how you get accreditation, the types of activities that schools in the UK and across the EU are running, how you provide evidence, and I'll walk you through all of that process. If you have any questions today, please do put them into the chat. I'll be managing that chat, and we'll try and get to each of those, all of those questions over the course of the session. If there's anything that we don't get to, I'll make sure that we email out those answers, and when we put up the recording, that we'll have those answers put up on the recording as well. So I'm going to hand over to Anna now, who is from the European Parliament's Liaison Office, the Public Relations Officer for Culture and Youth.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much, Asher, for the introduction, and welcome to all of you. And thank you for joining us indeed at this late hour of the day. As Asher said, my name is Anna Huth. I'm taking care of the culture and youth projects here in the team. I joined 2 years ago, and I'm really happy to have the possibility to work with the Ambassador School program and with many of you, many teachers and students. I also, just to highlight our team again. So Eva is on the call. Maybe Eva, if you feel comfortable, just to saying
very,
hi.
Very nice meeting you all. Hello.
Yeah, and Asher. So we are the faces you will meet when we speak about the project, and your first and my main contact will be Asher. So thanks again. Asher, are we doing the Tour de Table now, or we will do it later? Just checking. Because I'm a bit...
So
Anna, I'm not sure if it's me only, but I can't see you and Asher.
You can't see me?
Is it my setting or?
Ava, yeah. I think that's you. I think
okay.
I can see everybody.
Okay, good, great, okay.
So, as well as meeting the team from the European Parliament Liaison Office, obviously the Ambassador Schools programme is a network of schools from the UK and from the EU, and we wanted to find out who is here on the call and give you a chance to sort of introduce yourselves to one another. So if you want to put that into the chat, or if anybody is willing to say hello in person, then raise your hand, and we will do the tour de table as Anna calls it, with her characteristic multilingualism. So Tim is first to raise his hand. So we'll unmute Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Oh, I think I've muted you just as you unmuted yourself, Tim. Apologies.
Am I muted? Hear me?
Yes.
Great. I'm Tim Holden. I'm from Carmel College. We're based in St Helens in Merseyside, near Liverpool. This is our 3rd year, I think, now we've been involved with the EPAS programme, and we found it fantastic so far. We've had loads of different activities going on, mock elections, debates, etc. So yeah, looking forward to another good year.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tim. And Richard has raised his hand. I think you need to unmute yourself, Richard. There we go. Yep.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Hi there, Richard Wood from Leicestershire. So my college is called New College in Leicester. I've just joined this programme by my citizenships colleague. So she's been running it for a couple of years now, and looking forward to joining in. We've already had a start with about 15 students joined, and yeah, looking forward to finding out a bit more about everyone and about the programme. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Richard. Ina Mackenzie, I think you just put your hand up. Would you? Hello. Yes. So if you unmute yourself, then.
Brilliant. Apologies for the lighting. It's terrible. Terrible. But we're in Scotland. We're from Scotland, so yeah, I'm not in the classroom as well, so I managed to get home. So bear with us. I'm Ina Mackenzie. I'm a French and Spanish teacher and modern languages teacher in Prestwick Academy. This is our first year. We're just starting to trying to get accreditation. Probably, I don't know how many schools you've got in Scotland just now. I definitely know about Wellington, but I'm not sure. But probably one of so many schools in Scotland who is trying to do that. So we have done so far one big activity, which ticks a lot of boxes. So we're hoping for this year to get accredited, and then it'll be good to know what you're doing after that, how you keep on going. So that's why I'm here. And of course, to share, I think the second session will be quite useful for the kids, for the ambassadors, junior ambassadors. I would like to tell them a little bit about the European Parliament in our club. As we see each other only for 30-40 minutes during the club time, it'll be good for them to hear the recording and find out a bit more about, as you say, Asha, about the future.
Fantastic. Yes, well, we're very pleased that this year we do now have schools from we've got several schools in Scotland. I think we've got 9 or 10 now signed up. We've got schools from Wales and schools from Northern Ireland to joining schools from England that we've had, like Tim's College from St Helens for quite a while. So we're very pleased to say that it's spreading all the way across the UK. So we're very glad to have you, as well in that. So Christina, you have your hand up as well. Oh, Christina, I think you're still muted at the moment. Let me see if. Oh, let me there we go. Nope, still can't. Sorry, it's not letting me unmute you for some reason. Well, Christina has also put in the chat as well that she's from Priestley College. I know she's a languages teacher, and it's one of the schools that I visited over last year. And we're seeing lots of other people, Brooke and Michelle and Paul. And Adam all welcoming themselves. You can see a little bit of information about them in the chat. And Richard points out that he's a science teacher, and of course we have teachers from all kinds of different disciplines. Particular interest, understandably, for MFL teachers, but also for citizenship and politics teachers. But we have several science teachers and maths teachers and things as well. That, of course, this is something which may well be of interest to any teacher with an interest in broadening the horizons of their students. Christina, yes, I can come back to you. Still struggling with the. We will come back to you, Christina, yeah, so we have Stephanie mentioning that she's from one of the French schools in London. So we've got a whole variety of different schools that are part of this programme. Some schools which are very specifically European in their character, like the Lycée Français Charles de Gaulle, but many that are just see an interest in the programme and in looking outward, outside of the UK, seeing us still as being partners with Europe and the European Union. So thank you all very much for your introductions. I'm going to hand back to Anna now to continue her presentation.
Yeah, we keep receiving the comments in the chat, the introduction. So thank you so much. It's fascinating to see that you are coming from that many parts of the UK. And we will continue with the introduction after I just made my part. So as Asher said, today this is the first session of 3 online sessions, and this is a continuation of our training we had already here in October at Europe House in London. And we will continue. We plan actually to go to Scotland in December the 17th because we have a kind of a lot of interest in Scotland. So we really hope to meet many of you or some of you there soon. So before I was there, I just wanted to give you a kind of brief introduction about the European Parliament Liaison Office. I don't know how many of you have been here already, or how many of you have known that the Parliament has an office here. Some know, some not know. This is all fine. So just a brief intro. So the European Parliament, of course, is the democratic kind of center of the European Union. The main work is happening in Brussels. The official seat is in Strasbourg, but the European Parliament usually has an office in every member state of the European Union. Plus, outside of the European Union, it has an office in London, Washington and Jakarta so far. And this is a tendency which is growing. So the Parliament has more and more representations also outside of the European Union. The idea behind is that the Parliament would like to have direct contact with huge democracies and to liaise on this and engage on this topic. So this is one of the main reasons why the Parliament decided to keep the office in the UK after the withdrawal of the UK from the European Union. And this is one of our core businesses. Actually, just last week we had here 3 delegations, from 3 committees who had meetings on the topics of trade, foreign affairs and security with stakeholders in the UK. So this is really happening, and there is a lot of work going on on both sides of the channel, just put it like that. So we do a lot of work for that, to support the members of the Parliament, to support this political liaison, this dialogue. We also do a lot of communication, press, and of course, since we are here with you, we do also youth programs, and one of our flagship programs is the Ambassador School program. Sometimes we receive the question, why is this program there in the UK? How is it relevant? I know this, we don't need to explain to you because you are here, because you think it's relevant for you. But when we get this question, we say that the European Union and the member states and the UK have many things in common. Of course, they have a shared history, shared past, shared values, democracy. So, and given at the core of the program is democratic education, civic education, and participation, we think, and our experience shows, that this program has relevancy in the UK as well. Not to mention that there are many European citizens who live in the United Kingdom. We don't know the exact figures, but it's around 5-6 million European citizens. Some of you may be European citizens yourself who live in the UK. So this is just another reason, or yet another reason, why the Parliament decided to keep the Ambassador program, schools program, open for UK schools and in the UK. Yeah, I will tell you more about the other possibilities and programs the Parliament has. Again, this is a big, because I'm coming from a museum background. I was working in Hungary before in a museum, and this is how I came from, in this culture and museum line to the Parliament. And for me, it's always was fascinating to discover how many things are happening in the Parliament. The Parliament has an art collection, has events, has museums, gives prizes. So it really engages a lot with citizens. And the reason behind that is because, of course, like members of the parliament, are directly elected by the European Union citizens. It's a kind of our mission to have a lot of opportunities and platforms to give this opportunity for people to directly interact and kind of make their voice heard and messages passed on also via the programs we have. So this is the larger framework in which the European Parliament Ambassador Schools program is positioned. And wait, I realized I have some slides here, so I will push, yeah. So just because some people, when we are presenting, what is the Ambassador School program about? Okay. So we discussed already with our director, Susanna, many times how to present. Look, this is a bit slow. How to present the Ambassador School program, because the Ambassador School program is so complex and it's so many things. So sometimes maybe we could just say whether or not is the Ambassador School program, because it's educational materials, a network, it's resources, it's inspiration, it's training. So it's a very diverse program. But in short, it's a highly flexible program for teachers and students, allowing them to bring Europe to their classroom and to engage with European topics. And as they wish, and actually it's a fully adjustable program to their needs. The reason why it's a very flexible program, of course, because it has been designed having in mind that it has to be relevant and should work in every member state plus the UK. So it is a framework, and it's up to the teachers and to the students to kind of make the adjustments and make it work for yourself. Democratic education is at the heart, so this is what we encourage. It is for colleges, secondary and vocational schools. It's a one school year program. We start in the autumn, and through the year, you and your students basically organize activities, and at the end of the school year, we give you an accreditation. Asher, on the third session, he will explain to you how to engage with the students and how this accreditation works. So that will be really like the hands-on and the practical details. This is just to give you, and to the newcomers, to give an idea and a sense. EPAS, we often say it EPAS, but it's Ambassador Schools. It's a network. We have over more than 2,000 schools, thousands of teachers and students in the network. Actually, we need to update these figures because this program is growing year by year. And in the European Union, we started actually in 2016 with this program. It was our colleagues in the Netherlands office who kind of created it for the first time, and then gradually, year by year, it became popular. It was tested in other countries. So also a few years ago, it has been launched as a pilot project in the UK. So this is a kind of gradual development. And now it's, again, as I mentioned, the flagship program, which is endorsed by the Bureau of the European Parliament, which is the highest decision-making body. Before I would just play you the video of the President of the European Parliament, Roberta Metsola, at some key features of the program. It is student-led, very much student-led. So beyond encouraging democratic participation and kind of teaching democratic skills, the program encourages and teaches soft skills as well: communication, leadership, teamwork, coordination. So all those skills which will be really much needed and useful in future careers. Those schools which are accredited within the program, they can use the Ambassador School program logo in their communication materials. So many schools find it useful because when they want to highlight their international aspect or international engagement, then this can be a useful tool for you. At the end of the school year, we are providing a plaquette. Again, my language is, sometimes I spent more than 10 years in Belgium, so I'm influenced by some French words, even if I'm Hungarian. Anyway, and so we provide you with a plaque and a certificate for each student. And often students tell us that the experience they gain through the program, it's very much useful for them when they apply to universities. So many students reported this back, that actually the whole or like big chunk of their application was what they've done as part of the Ambassador School program, and we are really proud of that and really happy and pleased to hear that. Asher mentioned to you already how many, like the teachers have different backgrounds. So we have here in the network politics teachers, languages, history, geography, citizenship, science. So a lot. Just recently here at Europe House, we had an event with experts on oracy, and they also found the program useful because in a certain extent, the program, if you want to use it in that way, promotes oratory or oracy skills. When we have events, big events here at Europe House, like Europe Day or something similar, we want to select one student to give a keynote speech. And this is also a fantastic opportunity for young people to practice their skills. So this is just a hint, an example to show you the flexibility and versatility of the program. And now I think it's time to play you a message of the President of the European Parliament, Roberta Metsola. This was recorded last year, so it has some mention of the European elections, but the overall message is that how much the EPAS program is valued in the Parliament. So,
dear friends, let me start by thanking you for the energy and creativity that you invest in our European Parliament Ambassador School program. Because of you and your peers all across Europe, this program has become one of the most successful projects in encouraging active citizenship among young Europeans. It offers you a chance to talk about Europe, to air your views on European democracy, on our common values, on the environment, on the issues that matter to you. We are living in extraordinary times. After facing a global pandemic, Europe is now facing a war on its continent. The necessity for us to discuss, debate, and ultimately to charter a way forward together is needed now, perhaps more than ever before. This is why I am pleased to be speaking to people like you, who value Europe and who understand the importance of giving time and energy towards making it better. Europe will only survive if we fight for it, if we listen, if we vote, and convince our friends and family to vote too, if we push back against those determined to undermine it. You already have the ability to trace the trajectory of our future, because in our Europe, it is the size of your ideas, the strength of your arguments, and the firmness of your conviction that matter, not your age, not your background, not the geographical size or location of your country. Do not let anyone convince you otherwise. This is why your civic engagement journey must not stop here. So if you take anything from my intervention today, it is this: continue to stand up for what you believe in, for what Europe stands for, because the future of our democracy is already in your hands. Thank you.
So I hope you found it inspiring.
Dear friends.
Very inspiring, so I'm playing it again. I'm just struggling. Apologies, because the presentation is very slow. So by the time I touch it, immediately something happens, but I think we are fine. So yeah, what does the program offer? I mentioned to you that many things. We have educational resources. We provide you events, support, information, the kind of a framework with a pool of ideas. Here we have a great website, the epas.org.uk. Maybe at the end I will just show to you that you see all the, so how many, we have there a lot of resources and ideas, and we have trainings to students, but also to teachers. And again, the program really much encourages the students to explore and to develop their skills. And the program also serves as a hub. So for you who are part of the Ambassador School program, you will have access to a lot of information and events and news, what we here in the London office organize and what is available for you. So we included already the Euroscola program, which is an opportunity that we can send school groups, or we can select school groups and make the opportunity to subsidize their trip to Strasbourg, which is a simulation. Euroscola is a simulation of how the European Parliament works. You have members or representatives from all the 27 member states plus the UK, and students, they participate in this simulation of the Parliament. So we have this opportunity and we connected it to the Ambassador School program. So those who are active in the program, they will be more likely to get selected. We have other means and tools. For example, the Parliament has a film prize, the Lux Audience Award. We also provide you free, like the Parliament covers the fees of the screening of these films, and we also have some traveling opportunities for teachers and students to Brussels and Strasbourg. Once a year, we have a transnational EPAS event. We always have a call. We send out the call to the network, and then we make a selection together with Asher, Eva, and myself. This year, just the end of the month, we are 4 schools. We will go together to Ypres, Belgium, with schools coming from Ireland, Belgium, and the Netherlands. And next year we are going to Warsaw, Poland, with the Baltic countries and Poland, schools from Poland. So we have every year a highlight, kind of a trip where we can bring more students and teachers, but through the year we also have some opportunities to select the school. Now the next trip will be to Strasbourg, to the Sakharov event. So anyway, I don't want to overstress or overemphasize on the trips, because this is really like the smaller chunk, but it's certainly very inspiring, and all those students who participated, they report back that this was a great experience to them. What other things we do here? So we have events, we have a gallery, and we have exhibitions and exhibition openings on a regular basis. We have a series of panel discussions, so you will get invitations to all those programs. The Euroscola I mentioned. If you are part of the Ambassador School program, you have also access to the e-twinning platform. So the Ambassador School, there is an Ambassador School network on the e-twinning platform. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the e-twinning. I know that this used to be very popular before the UK left the EU. So it's a platform created by the Commission, and it enables direct interaction between teachers and students and to set up projects. So if you are part of the Ambassador School program, you have also access to this e-twinning platform. And we will explore more. We are planning to organize an info session only on the e-twinning platform, because we received already questions from the network. Again, when we have map visits, so members of the Parliament coming over to London, we try to organize this visit. So we contact schools. Then often we contact schools in London, but not exclusively, because of the simply because of the proximity, but we have this opportunity that a member of the Parliament can go and visit and have a talk. And also when we have the accreditation events at the end of the year, we invite the former MEPs, and then we go to your schools and the students can meet and can ask direct questions. And we also experimented and launched this kind of regional awarding ceremonies, what we organize. So it means that we have events outside of London as well. Next year, we really would like to have a big focus on Scotland. So we certainly will have events in Scotland, but also in other areas of the UK. Archer will tell you more about what are the kind of main milestones of being part of the Ambassador School program, but it's basically very simple, because we need teachers, senior ambassadors, students, junior ambassadors, and actually many activities what you do already in the school. I'm sure it has to do with Europe, or it has an international background or a dimension. We encourage you to organize a Europe Day an info session or info board on Europe, and also to participate any of our programs what we offer. And one of the most popular is the educational sessions offered by or run by Asher. So, and I don't know if you are not familiar with the education session yet. I'm sure, Asher, maybe you can say a few words about that, even right now. Just what is it about?
Sure. So yes, we run educational sessions at Europe House. So if you want to come and visit London, we're just around the corner from the Palace of Westminster. So if you're going to visit the Houses of Parliament, or maybe we have lots of economics groups who are going to visit the Bank of England, or law groups that are visiting the Supreme Court, you can come and see us at Europe House as well. And we run very well received, if I do say so myself, session at Europe House about the European Union, its history, its values, and the European Parliament, with a bit of a simulation of a debate within the European Parliament. I also go out to schools to run this session. I'm actually at Kirkby Kendall School in the Lakes at the moment, and because I've been running one of their session for politics A-level group here today. So if you're interested, we will send out information about that, along with all the other programs that are available from the European Parliament's Liaison Office in the UK.
Thank you. And I have one more slide. Yeah, opportunities. I briefly mentioned already, but just I really would like to highlight that the Parliament, on the central web page of the Parliament, you will find a youth hub. So even if you just Google European Parliament Youth Hub, this is as it says, it's a hub which collects all the opportunities for young people and teachers, and you can search by profile. There we have also a digital toolkit, set of tools, the digital journey to the European Parliament. Again, it's a platform. If you go there, you will find various tools, the virtual tour to the Parliament in Brussels and Strasbourg. So you can use it either with an Oculus, but also you can play it on your iPhone, and you can really are in the real space. So you really see the working space of the MEPs. Then you have be an MEP, be a member of the European Parliament. It's a virtual reality experience where you have real scenarios. They have a phone call, I don't know, so all the tasks what an MEP has to do. So it gives a kind of glimpse of what is the work, what is the daily life of a member of the Parliament. We also have a virtual role play game, so that's a bit more complex. It's for classes, groups, you can interact, and again, you can go through the process of making legislative process, and you can see the different steps and how the members of the Parliament, what stakeholders are they consulting, and how their work is. And again, we also have the virtual tour of the House of European History. If you haven't heard about that yet, yes, there is a museum on the history of Europe. It's in Brussels. It's a project of the Parliament, organized and supported with the Commission. It opened in 2017, and so the House of European History also has a virtual tour, and you can access through this platform the digital journey to the European Parliament. But there are many other things, and we know that many of you find useful the briefings and reports produced by the research services of the Parliament, which is called the European Parliament Research Service. So it's a think tank. All the briefings which are produced for the members of the Parliament and for any committee meeting or whatever, all these materials are available to you, to everyone. You can download it and you can use it, and you can consult in the classroom. And again, many other opportunities. Visit the European Parliament. You can visit also in person, actually. It's not far away, in Brussels, so you can hop on, hopefully, on the train, and you can make a visit. And there you find many other things like the museum and, of course, the European Quarter. So if you would like to, if you have the opportunity, there are possibilities to have sponsored groups to visit the Parliament in person. We will share this information with you because it's kind of application based, so you need to submit a request. But there are still opportunities to have sponsored visits also to Brussels. Yeah, and we also have a community, the together.eu community. If anyone signs up, will receive updated information and tools which can be useful to engage in a campaign. And yeah. So this is in brief, or I don't know if it was long or short, because I know that there are many things I mentioned or listed. Maybe it's a bit overwhelming, but yeah, this is in a nutshell. And step by step, I'm sure you will get more information as you are engaging with the program. One thing, I don't know if I have, because I'm a bit struggling with sharing screens, but I wanted to show you the central web page and also the web page of the UK edition of the program. So actually we have two platforms. There is a central web page of the Ambassador School program. It's a very generic one where you can also access the list of all the schools all across the European Union who are part of the network. And we developed, and with Asher, we have a specific UK edition which collects all the activities which are happening here. So I will try now to stop sharing. And let's see if I can quickly show you purpose.org.
Anna, I've got those up so I can share them.
You got, oh, that would be wonderful. Yep. Thank you, Asher. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's great.
I will just quickly. So this is the Ambassador Schools website for the UK, epass.org.uk, and on here you'll find lots of the resources, sort of lesson plans and things that you can run with your students. As I say, we'll go through a lot of this in the session on Thursday. The news is where we put up all of the opportunities that are available, as well as some of the the activities that that Ambassador Schools have been running. So again, a great place to go to find inspiration for things that you might want to run. And the Ambassador Schools website as a whole, this is the main youth hub. So this is Ambassador Schools from across the EU and the UK. And the URL is a bit tricky for that, but it's youth.europarl.europa.eu. But of course, if you just Google Ambassador Schools EU, you'll get there. And again, there are more resources on there. There's links for different programs that you as teachers and educators may find useful, and the training programs that are on there, as well as how you can use things like together.eu, which is a platform for engaging in democratic action.
Okay, so that was the presentation from our side at our end. If you would have any questions, please raise. We are here to respond. And if you wouldn't have questions right away, you can also raise them on the next occasion or share by email. But please ask now. Use the opportunity.
And just the one question that came up in the chat so far was about the e-twinning. I've put some answers in the chat there about that, but we will try and put together a tip sheet. I know the Cherwell School have had have been able to get to do some e-twinning type stuff using the Turing scheme, which is the UK government's replacement or supposed replacement for Erasmus+. So we'll try and get some tips, a tip sheet together from them to offer you some advice on that as well. But as Anna mentioned as well, we're also going to have a webinar with our colleague from the Netherlands who set up, well, she's actually your colleague. She's one of the senior ambassadors. She's not somebody who works for the Parliament, but a very engaged teacher who set up the e-twinning group there, and we'll have something with her very shortly, and we will let all of our senior ambassadors know about that.
No questions.
I think Christina is just writing a question, so we'll just
until you think of any questions, or anyway, it's not obligatory. I still wanted to mention when. Yeah, we respond immediately, but just I wanted, in my introduction, I forgot to mention that here in the UK, you have from the European Union, you have a representation of the European Union delegation, which is also in Europe House. So we work a lot together, obviously, with the delegation of the European Union, and also the Parliament has an office here, just that if you hear about EU delegation and European Parliament, that you know that they're both in the same home here at Europe House, and hope we will meet you here soon. Okay, what was the question? Maybe everyone.
So Christina's
maybe we can
question
read
was
out,
about a minimum number of students, and no, any number of students will work. We've got some schools that only have 3, other schools that have gone up to 60 or even 80. What we are looking for is where you have some students who are taking a leading role in promoting democracy amongst their peers or sharing European culture amongst their peers. So any number is good.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I think let's finish early. We're always good to make sure that people can get home earlier rather than later, and not to run over. We've got a few thank yous coming in, I think, rather than any additional questions. And so hopefully we will see you tomorrow or Thursday. But as Anna said, if there's any questions that you have, please do email us. We're always available to respond, and yeah, we try to get back to everybody straight away.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much, and have a pleasant evening.
Have a lovely evening, and see you soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.